place their lunch boxes or lunch bags inside that bucket, so they're not having to carry them around throughout the day. I will make sure that each of your lunch buckets gets to your classroom by lunchtime, so it is a non-issue. If any kid forgets their lunch, then we'll have Uncrustables and some chips set aside as a backup in case they forget their lunch, which I just said, because we don't want any kid to go hungry. If you have been to kids worship here, which I think some of you have, but when you come in, our first thing that we'll be doing with our kids is a huddle up activity. Our huddle up activities are not finalized. However, you will have all the supplies you need for the huddle up activity, and you will have very clear instructions for the huddle up activity every morning when you arrive. The huddle up activities don't need really any prior planning, so don't worry about like, oh, I need supplies or I need kind of a game plan for it. They're user friendly enough where you can just roll up, look at your sheet, have all the supplies there, and then get it set out before the kids show up.
So is this like an intro activity, like as we're taking them in?
Yes.
Cool.
Are the sheets there by the backpack and the flag, or I need to pick that up on the way in?
Good question. There will be a bowl in a bowl or a bucket or area where all of your huddle up activities supplies will be piled up, and there will be instructions with those supplies.
Awesome.
It will be around the backpack. So as kids come in, we want this to be a super fun, welcoming environment. Some kids might get overwhelmed with, if they come in later, there might be kids, having a ton of fun, making some noise, maybe some music playing. We just want to make sure all the kids feel welcome, and so have a smile on your face, ask them about their weekend, their week, ask if they're excited, ask them their favorite anything. Kids love talking about themselves. And so we'll begin the huddle up activity as children start arriving. There might be a set time that we ask you to kind of start like getting that ready, but kind of once your first kid gets there, that's a good time to start playing the huddle up activity. And so if it wasn't clear, kids will show up and arrive to 263. Their parents will drop them off in there. Try to get eyes on their parents if you can. Maybe it'd be really good if you could meet them, shake their hand. But try to get eyes on the parents, just so for an extra security, and kind of oh, well, I know what your mom looks like. Oh, I just saw her in the back of the room. You're not lost. Your mom didn't forget you. She's here. That sort of thing. Just kind of in all areas, making everything safe and secure and easing nerves.
Are we gonna have a sign-in sheet, or are we just doing by rosters?
We'll have rosters. They will, when the parents, they'll check their kids in as well. So they'll have stickers and we'll have rosters. Let me make a quick note of that. And so once all the kids are there, that's kind of going to kick off our opening rally. The kickoff is our huddle up activity, but our opening rally is going to be led by Beth and her music residents, and there might be a leader on stage that looks similar to me. It will be me, most likely. And so what we ask for that time is that just kind of help us manage behavior, help us manage, I say manage behavior, that kind of doesn't sound super great, but you'll know what I'm saying. Just make sure kids aren't up running around, talking, yelling, hitting each other. And when Miss Beth and her residents are leading music, that we have all our kids standing up and singing and dancing. And it's really important that you guys are standing and singing and doing the motions as well, because what we do in excess, they will do, or what we do a little, they will do in excess. So, well, it's weird. It's good things you do a little in excess, they'll do a little bit, and bad things you do in a little, they'll do in excess. So if you sit, they'll sit. But if you get up and sing and start dancing, then they'll be more inclined to do it as well. And there's nothing at the opening rally that really will require you to be prepared for it. So it's super it's basically just anything we ask you to do from the stage. We would love your assistance and your kids. You're not gonna have to say anything from stage. You might get called up on stage for like a fun game, but it's not gonna be anything that you're gonna have to prepare for. And really, there's not a ton that you're gonna have to do in prior lesson planning. As like a group leader, Grace as a Bible study leader will send you your Bible study, and Beth and B as rotation leaders, there will be stuff that y'all should plan for ahead of time, and we'll make sure you have everything that you need. And then as opening rally ends, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dismiss you guys from stage, and we're also gonna help you know where to go. So if it's me that's dismissing, I will know where each grade is going. I'll have the schedule on stage with me. And so I just ask that you have your grade standing in a straight-ish line. It's kids camp, so but have them standing up orderly, and then wait for my dismissal, because just so there's no kids getting lost in the movements. And then from there, you just follow the daily schedule that you have. And so if you look at the times on the daily schedule, you'll notice that our opening rally lasts close to an hour, or exactly an hour, 45 minutes. Our opening rally lasts 45 minutes, and in between each rotation, there is a 10-minute window. So that is 10 minutes to walk to the class, use the restroom. I would recommend stopping by the restroom after every rotation, because not all kids need to go all at the same time. Some might be thirsty for water. And I totally lost my train of thought. There's 10 minutes to get to each rotation. Our rotations are 35 minutes long. And during the rotations, you'll see that you are not ever really like the point person for leading any of those rotations. That doesn't mean that, for example, for B's creative class, that is B by herself that is leading that. She's planned it all out. She's got all the supplies. She's worked really hard to have a fun, creative event. And so if you just kind of chill out, you're like, oh, B's got it, I'll just kind of hang back, sit back, check my phone, that totally leaves B out to dry. Because that's B trying to run science experiments and cook with 20 kids. And so what we ask of you as leaders is to be engaged, do the activities with your kids if there is enough supplies, but also be kind of walking around, making sure, again, managing behavior, telling people to listen to B, also really intently listening to B so you know the instructions, so you can help. So B is not having to, get pulled in 20 different directions with this activity. And all these activities are so easy enough where you can just by listening to B, you'll know how to run the activities. It's not anything crazy. There is, let me pull it up on my computer really quick, the daily schedule, so I can look at it. Do we have any questions so far? Yes.
Since we're going to be traveling around the church, does it matter where we take bathroom breaks?
That is not something that I have considered. Mm-hmm. Stephanie is shaking her head no.
And I don't remember.
When you're leading a meeting and you don't know the answer, just look this way.
Okay. No, it does not matter.
Okay, great.
There is, so if you look at your rotation schedule, I'm just gonna go down the kindergarten column because it's to the left and easiest to see. So if you look first, there is in the red square, that is the outdoor playground or Gaga Ball, depending on the day. And so the outdoor playground is super fun. Kids love it. And again, at the outdoor playgrounds, just what we don't want is, chilling on the bench, sitting talking. I mean, if like a kid gets like hurt and you need to sit to like calm them down, that's totally understandable. Do what you gotta do. But be at least like kind of be walking around, engaging with the kids, laughing. If there are kids that are like sitting kind of by themselves, we really want to engage those kids because those kids need you as a leader the most. And so if they're kind of by themselves, try to get them involved, try to get them playing a game, try to get a group of kids playing a game to include them with the group of kids. Some fun games might be like freeze tag, red light, green light, blind man's bluff, not Red Rover, because we don't need any injuries during Wild Week Off. Yes.
I'm
Ms.
sorry, this is
Blakely.
my last question. There's 3 doors to get in the outdoor playground, right? There's the 2 that are on the construction side of preschool.
You'll go out the one, right, the main one.
Yes.
Okay, so it's okay if we're walking through the construction and stuff with them. Great.
Next, you'll see on your Monday sheet that it is the library. Now, the navy blue square, that is actually a rotational, that rotational class rotates every day. So Monday, it's the library. Tuesday, we have some shaved ice coming, which is super tasty, and they will have a table set up with like a snow cone station, like with all the flavors for the kids, so the kids can mix and match their own flavors. With that, again, it's super important that we have our kids organized to a degree. Controlled chaos is still too much chaos. So let's just like make sure, let's help out the snow cone lady that's running her stand. Let's get all of our kids in a line so it's not just a mass of kids yelling at her. Let's have kind of an organizational system set up for the snow cone flavors. I don't know what you want to do. Give each kid like 10 seconds. That's way too short. 20 seconds of like getting flavors. And then obviously like if they need or want more, once everybody has some, they can get more. It's kids camp, snow cones, it's fun. On Wednesday, we have Angel Paws coming. Angel Paws is our church's ministry that has these, I don't know what they are, if they're emotional support dogs, they're emotional support dogs, therapeutic dogs that come out, and it's just super fun for all the kids to play with these dogs and have a fun time with some super cool puppies. These are dogs, they are super well trained, but we also need to make sure that we are not letting our kids do anything that's like, if you see a kid like yanking on their tail, tell them to cut that out, because it's like we don't need anything happening with a kid really pestering and annoying a dog and then something bad happening. And then that brings us to Thursday. Thursday is the inflatable. So we will have an inflatable for your kids to play on. This is really not a time to check out. It is imperative that you are watching your kids to make sure there's no roughhousing. It's a bounce house, so it's like all kind of roughhousing, but make sure that there's no aggressive play going on in the rough house, that everybody's safe, that everybody's following the rules, and just to make sure that there's not too many kids in it at one time. I believe it's an obstacle course so it's an obstacle course. So when you have your kids there, just kind of keep them organized. Don't let 10 kids on it at once, because that's how kids get hurt, especially on an inflatable course like that. Let's just send 2 at a time, maybe make a race out of it. Super cool. And with all of these stuff, you have free reign to make it creative. If you can think of a fun game to play on the inflatable or on the outdoor playground, or even at snow cones, that is fun is safe first and fun second, then by all means, please play it, because that's what these kids are going to remember, is their leader being fun and goofy and having a good time with them. Also, sorry, going back to the red square, that the outdoor playground is downstairs in the kids building. I don't know the classroom off the top of my head, but we will have it for you on the schedules. And it will be very clear where you need to go. Oh wait, no, it's out there. Sorry, I was totally wigging out for a second. Gaga Ball, I meant to say Gaga Ball. Gaga Ball, it's KB 262, and with that, it's also in the game room, and we'll have some fun games for the kids to play, because Gaga Ball, it is a fun game. I've played so many hours of Gaga Ball growing up as a camper and as a camp counselor, but it's not everyone's game. So we'll have games set aside for the kids to play that maybe don't want to play Gaga Ball, because it sometimes can get a little intense.
I'm sorry, where does Gaga Ball go?
KB 262.
Okay, but where in our schedule?
That's the red square.
Oh, the red square, okay.
Yes.
So it's outdoors and Gaga Ball.
Outdoor, so the outdoor playground, great point. The outdoor playground and Gaga Ball occupy the same space,
Okay.
but they alternate, same space in the schedule, but they alternate days. So Tuesday and Thursday is Gaga Ball. Monday and Wednesday is the outdoor playground.
Okay, thank you.
Next, we have Bible study. So Bible study, everyone should have been emailed a Bible study. Please read through that before the week starts, or at least read through the day before you get to the day. So if you're planning for Monday, please read it by Sunday night, so you know what's going on. It is not on you to lead Bible study, but it is a good idea for everybody who's in the Bible study class to know what to expect. Bible study will work this way. The kids will come in, there will be an opening game that is themed kind of around our lesson for the day. We will have a Bible study leader. Grace, you were one of those. There are mostly residents that are doing that, and so they will have, again, there is nothing that you really need to prepare for, or as like a group leader, there's nothing you really need to do and take care of to have planned. You don't need to get any supplies or bring any supplies. Bible study leaders, you as well. There's not really any items you need. You should set up your opening activity before the kids get there. There's a 10-minute window in between each class, so it's a good amount of time to get the next game set up. And then we'll play that, help the Bible study leaders, again, with all of our rotational classes, just help the Bible study leaders managing behavior, managing focus. While they're, I don't know how they'll want to do it, if they're up at the front of the classroom sitting, and there's kids that are in the back, acting a fool. We don't need to stop the Bible study leader's flow by making him or her call out those kids. Just take it upon yourself to, shh, quiet, during Bible study. So back to our schedule for Bible study: game, Bible study, where they will learn, and then the Bible study, there will be a word, the actual Bible study given. In between, there will be peppered some questions to get the kids interactive, and then there will be a review section, review questions, and then there will be, from Neil's point of view, it's over here, there will be a closing game. Closing game also has to do with what they learned that day. Same thing as the opening game, just be there, be present, be watching kids, managing behavior, all that stuff. Next up is next is lunch and board games. Lunch is going to happen in your grade's respective room. If you look at the top of your leader guide, there is where it says like each grade, there should be the classroom underneath it. So that's how you'll know where to go. We'll have signs posted on by the classrooms that show the grade and also the class number, so you like don't get confused. It'll be pretty clear where you need to go. During lunch hour, this is the time where you need to make sure all your kids have lunch and are fed. Your bucket will be there before you walk in, and so just have the kids grab their lunches. They'll be sitting at tables. Just make sure there's like not any kids eating alone, because that's never fun. And if there are kids eating alone, sit with them, talk to them, and just kind of keep eyes on the whole classroom while you're doing that. If you look on your schedule, it also says lunch plus board games. These board games are super fun, and we're super blessed to have a lot of them for a lot of classes. And we want to keep them nice, and so what we'll ask is you can kind of feel it out on your own, but that is an hour for lunch and board games. You can maybe do 20 minutes of lunch, 30 minutes for lunch. I don't totally know how long it takes kids to eat. I think 20 minutes is a good time, but set 20 minutes aside for lunch, and then have lunch entirely cleaned up, fingers wiped. We don't need, our Monopoly money having Cheeto dust all over it. And so just make sure, food's all put away, and then, start playing board games. And if, board games isn't really working for your class, you don't have to stick to board games. If you want to play, games on the whiteboard like Hangman, or if you want to play group games, some of the younger kids might be super entertained by Duck Duck Goose, or other fun kind of classroom games like that. You are more than welcome to. This is your group. This is the board games are what we have planned, but it's not something that you really need to stick by. Next is, any questions so far? Yes.
Can I pick like my specific games? Cause I think I might have first graders, and there's like a few like specific younger age kid games that would be like super fun for them. So I have those in mind.
So if you as a group leader want a specific board game, then what you can do is email me, and I will get in contact with Miss B, and we will have it set up for you. Because I don't know, it's easy for us to get stuff from the resource. Yeah, that's how we'll do it.
Can we use Legos and stuff like that too?
You can absolutely use Legos and stuff like that too. Next activity is our gym rotation. This is a gym game. This is going to be led by Paul and Bev from FLC, or one of them, because they'll be doing both gym and field. And so our gym time, again, this is not a time to just kind of take a back seat. You need to be actively listening to the instructions of the game so that you can also help facilitate the game. It'll be, super fun, classic gym games. Might play dodgeball, might play tag, might play Hungry Hungry Hippos. I'm not sure what is the exact games the gym rotation is playing. They have freedom to play the games that they see fit. And so just while you're there, be a help to them, and they'll also be a help to you. Next is our music rotation. Music rotation is led by our very own Beth Mitchell. And so for the music rotation, Beth has some super fun stuff planned for the kids that involve all sorts of fun instruments. And for this one, we really just need to make sure that our instruments are treated with care, and that nothing gets broken. And again, that all of our kids are listening to Miss Beth and that you are super excited as a leader to do everything that Miss Beth says. Because, you know, sometimes like when I'm on stage and I'm asking kids to do something, sometimes they'll be like fine, you know, but if the kids will say that. But if they see the leader, you know, super pepped up and excited and ready to do what they're asked, then the kids, the energy follows the leader. Yes, Miss Beth.
How many leaders are coming with the children?
There will be 2 leaders per rotation class. So it's like a partnership. Sometimes there will be 3 on like a fun day.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And how many leaders will be in the breakouts? For example, My Creative.
Yeah, so there will be 2 leaders. So
Also as well? Okay.
mhm. They, the 2, your 2 group leaders, so it will be you partnered with somebody else for a specific grade. You will travel around to each of these rotations with your group. This isn't like a you send them off and pick them up type thing. You're there with the rotation leaders, the creative class, the music class, making sure to help them out. Next up is our field activity. It's going to be super important that you take your kids to the bathroom before this, and you know, make sure that they get water. We'll have water out there for the kids, but then like a Gatorade igloo cooler. And then after, it's also going to be super important, you know, that to go to the bathroom again and get some water again, because these kids are going to be parched from running around and playing outside. It's going to operate pretty similarly to the gym rotation. It's just going to be some field games, and who knows what they have planned. It's going to be something super fun and super exciting, but it might be, you know, they might play maybe not flag football. That was the first thing that popped into my head. I don't think flag football would be super successful. Might play kickball, might play some soccer, might play some capture the flag, or any other game that they know and might come up with. And lastly, for our rotation class is our creative class, which is gonna be held in the Taste and See kitchen every day?
Yes.
Every day. And so the kitchen's downstairs. It'll be easy to find for you, don't worry about it. This one, again, do everything with your children, be managing behavior, be managing focus, help Miss B out. She's got some super fun stuff. Every day there will be a different kind of like focus on creativity. There's like an art time one day where the kids are gonna be, you know, painting pictures. There's gonna be possibly a clay day or like a Lego day where they'll be doing more building and putting together. There's gonna be a science day where they'll be doing some science experiments. And then there's also gonna be a cooking day where they will be practicing cooking and getting some practice in making pizza, I believe. Yes. And that is it for our, yes.
Can leaders make the pizza too? Yes.
Yes, they can.
Oh.
And yeah, so they'll be making the pizza, they'll be eating the pizza, and we do have, we will have options for gluten-free children and maybe dairy-free children as well.
Yes.
So we'll have stuff for that. So if there's like a weird allergy outside of that, I don't know, like.
Yeah, will I be able to know about allergies beforehand?
Yes, you
Okay.
will. We'll have medical forms that have all known allergies that will be made known to you.
Okay.
And it's on their sticker.
Okay.
Last but not least, it is our closing rally. Our closing rally is pretty much the same as the opening rally. There's not gonna really be a huddle up activity to do at the beginning, but there will be like some activities to do at the end. It might not be as organized and like a legit game as the huddle up activity, but there will be things for your kids to do. Again, just be energetic, be fun. But what is different about this one is for the first 10 minutes from 3:45 to 3:55, or really whenever your kids kind of get in there, so around 3:40, is snack time. Because these kids have been playing very hard, these kids have been learning a lot, and so we're gonna have snack time there. It will be in there. You do not have to worry about it. It will be there for you. And just make sure, just kind of watch your group. Make sure, like, if it's goldfish, that they're not like throwing their goldfish around and like stomping it and getting it in the carpet, because that's not a good steward of our space. And the Lord has blessed us with a super awesome, nice, clean worship room, and we want to keep it that way. There will be closing rally things. We'll be singing songs, playing games again, and then kind of lastly we'll be playing our games, doing our little activities, and that is what we have planned for Wild Week Off. Is there any questions? Yes, Jess.
So are we wearing a specific shirt, like a Kidsman shirt to?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you don't have one of those, we will get you one.
Cool.
And
Which shirt are you referring to?
the blue one
The blue one for Sundays? Great.
for Sundays. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, Miss Jess.
I've never been to the field. Which is it? This grassy field, or is there like a?
So the Jamie Forest, we have a like softball field, and it is that way. You watching this video this way doesn't mean anything to you. It's out back behind the church. You'll know exactly where to go. There will be very clear instructions for you.
Right by the creek.
Yeah, down by the
Okay.
creek. Yes, Miss Stephanie.
Do we bring our own lunch? Do leaders bring their own lunch?
We will have lunch provided for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Question,
Yes.
as a creative, rotation leader, can I dress differently than just the?
You may
regular
dress
shirt?
differently. I would love for you to dress up however you like,
Thank you.
but in like a fun, creative way. Like
Yeah.
on the science day,
Yeah.
like wear like a fun lab coat and stuff like that. Yes, Miss Stephanie.
How will pickup go at the end of the day?
Pickup will go. That's a good question. Parents will pick up right where they dropped their kids off, so there's not really any like confusion. It's one place to drop off, one place to pick up. It's super important that you do keep your kids in your section at the, especially at the end of the closing rally when parents do start coming in, and there will be like they will walk in and walk to the grade that they dropped their child off at, and so yes.
So that means we collect stickers, like the group
Yes.
leaders.
Mhm.
Okay. So the
Well, there
parent-
will be a sheet. There will be a sheet on your clipboard as well.
Okay.
Sorry, forgot to mention that. There will be a sheet on your clipboard, and what you'll do is you will take off the sticker. Have the kid take their sticker off and hand it to you, and then get the sticker from their parents, slap them together like this, and then tape them on the paper.
So the
Yes.
parents are gonna come into the big room
Mhm.
to you,
Yes.
okay, not at the door and calling names or.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Parents will come to you as the leader, and hopefully, you know what they look like, know who they are, so you can welcome them, kind of see them walking in. Any other questions? Oh, lastly, I think we should pray before we end this meeting. So, bow with me. Dear Lord, thank you so much for just the incredible blessing that you have given us to host this camp and to witness to these children. Dear God, I pray that this camp is fun for these kids, that these kids are safe during this camp, but most importantly, I hope that lives are changed at this camp, God, that these kids would come to know you, and that you would open their hearts, and that they would receive your word and your message, and that they would make you the Lord of their life. God, we love you and we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Can I say one quick thing?
Yes.
Just so you know, there's three main things that when we're thinking about this camp, that our purpose, our why, and our when, okay? Number one is that we want every kid to have the funnest week of their life. If they don't know Jesus, that they would come to know Jesus. If they already know Jesus, that they would grow in their relationship with him. So number one is fun. Number two is know Jesus or grow in their relationship with him. And then number three, that parents would love it so much that they would want to just keep coming back to Champion Forest so that they could be part of the body of Christ and be discipled as well. So you're the fun factor. All right. So have fun, smile, enjoy the week. Okay. After you go to Bible study, talk about those review questions that you hear, the application that you're hearing in Bible study. Apply that when you're walking down the hall, when you're on the ball field, when you're in creative. Apply those spiritual truths. And then 3, connect with those parents, because we are going to be reaching out to them. Our hope and prayer is that a lot of these kids don't go to Champion Forest and they are unchurched. That's our prayer. So keep that in mind. Fun, Jesus, parents. Yes.
So, you said it's important we want to share Jesus with kids who don't know him. Is there any sort of decision making time?
Mm-hmm. There is.
You wanna share?
Yeah, so I'm unsure of what day it is, but one of our Bible study days, we go over
The gospel.
we go over the gospel. It's the whole week of camp kind of centers around Jesus's late life, death, and resurrection, but there will be a day where we kind of present the gospel and have kind of an altar call decision moment.
Yes, during Bible study time,
Mhm.
like we do at VBS.
Great. And so are leaders welcome to like pray with them
Of course.
and
Absolutely.
like in those moments be helping
Yes.
with the decision? Okay.
Yes.
Great point, Miss Blakely.
Okay.
Are they
Yes.
going to a decision room though, like in VBS? Like, are they getting taken somewhere?
No, we're not planning on that. It will be as a group. Then if someone makes a decision, because during that time, then we'll talk to them separately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we will most likely have something reflecting, like for whatever day it is. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. If it's Wednesday, we'll have our closing rally on Wednesday kind of reflect what was said during Bible study. So then kind of giving kids another chance, another opportunity if they've been kind of letting it marinate up top. If they've been thinking about it during the day, then they will we'll have another kind of opportunity. That closing rally will still be fun and very energetic, but there will be an opportunity and time for kids to make a decision. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you at Wild Week Off. Bye bye.